Pikachu knees. Welcome to the live chat. Remember to guide your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. Let me see if I have everything in here. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, Pikachu knees. Testing, turkey sandwich. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Turkey sandwich. All right, let me see if I can hear myself okay before I really get started in today's show. All right, let me see how I can do the testing. I need to do the testing. Let me plug in my ear thingies before I really get started. Oh, please don't fall out. Ain't nobody got time for that. All right, let me test in this ear. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing. Alexa free. Ellie, are you there? Hello, girl. Can you hear me? Let me see if I can hear the music okay. Can I hear, can, I want to see if the music is picking up. Hold on. Okay, I cannot tell. Hold on. Y'all cannot tell if the music is going on or not. I did a sound check. It was easy for me to see in the first live or not. But it's supposed to be soft music playing in the background. I successfully pulled that off last video. But at this video, the world will never know. Thank you guys so much for coming in, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. My name is LA, pronounced like LA, like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm breezy. I have another bonus video today because I got time for that. I got time today. I've got time for that. And in addition, y'all, it's just so much going on in the world. So many topics I want to talk about that just don't make any sense. So I'm thankful I'm scheduling things around so I can get to it. Shout out to the my day ones, day twos, and my day news. And the ones who are just passing through. I appreciate your support and giving of your time. Oh, you can? Thank you so much. I was wondering, maybe it was just that soft I could hear it in the background. It's a bonus video today on the roster. Thank you guys for coming in. I have my mods in the chat. Here comes the little one. I want to give a special shout out to Chile and Tarsus for holding down LA TV because LA don't seem like she knows what she's doing. If you don't get out of the way, it's too early for this. I'm not even 5 minutes in, and he come out of nowhere. That these little people, I tell you. Thank you guys so much for coming in. I'm glad you can hear everything. I'm in a new costume, giving out new news. So, word on the curb over here, we've got some financial things going on in America where the people who receive like SNAP food benefits, it's been said that they're not going to be getting that anymore. Now, I don't know if this is indefinitely or for a limited amount of time. So I wanted to know for myself. I have been listening to news broadcasts online, the actual news on TV, and the YouTubers, and a lot of the people are having meltdowns, y'all. This is really sad. Like, over in the land of TikTok, there's so many people, at least that's the videos they're harvesting and putting over here on the platform. We've got some YouTubers over here who are harvesting the content from YouTube and playing back the TikTok videos. And a lot of people are having a meltdown because they're not getting their benefits. So I want to know what's going on. So here we are. SNAP benefits will not be issued on November 2025 due to the federal government shutdown, affecting millions of recipients nationwide. Recipients should plan ahead and shop for necessities, as their electronic benefit transfer, known as EBT cards, will not be working starting November 1st. States like Georgia are urging residents to shop for groceries now, and many state agencies are closely monitoring the situation, according to NPR, Georgia government, Georgia.gov, WGXA, and Fox 40 News. Now that's a lot, y'all. That's a lot to get into. You know, for those of you who celebrate the holidays, you have that to deal with. We've got Halloween, we have Thanksgiving, we have Christmas, New Year's Eve, and New Year's. In addition to that, come November 1st, recipients of the EBT card won't be getting anything. And then on top of that, we have all this real life news happening. My heart do go out to those people who really need the assistance, you know, the ones who don't abuse the system. That's where my heart goes out to those who don't intentionally misuse the system. I hope that they find some resources to pull through so this won't be a situation that transpires into a state of disparity. There's another thing I wanted to talk about too. I'm so thankful I remember. So what I'm going to do is open up another tab so I can bring it up after this. Are people getting their EBT funds stolen? Now that is something else. Excuse me. So I have my second tab open. After I finish talking about the temporary or indefinite canceling of the EBT card, I'm going to talk about, are people getting their EBT funds stolen? That's been going on in the news since last week. I believe I first found out about it through YouTube, though. There was a woman crying about that, and that's pretty sad. We've got, in reference to the SNAP benefits, it's got key information about the SNAP benefits. Funding is halted. Ooh, that's heavy, y'all. That's heavy. Funding is halted. The U.S. Department of Agriculture, known as USDA, has announced there is insufficient funding to pay for November SNAP benefits because of the federal government shutdown, notes Georgia government. Exactly. Some people do rely on it. My hearts go out to only the ones who don't misuse it. You know, I wish there was a system in place to catch those who fall through the cracks. I've talked about that before. I wish there were better systems in place to catch the innocent people who fall through the cracks when rules suddenly change, and instead of it targeting the ones who are taking advantage of the system, they just cut it all off altogether, and everybody and everything and everyone involved pays for it. And that's not fair, because people who are doing things right should not have to suffer just as harshly as the ones who are intentionally being cruel to the system. I think there should be definitely better systems in place. I get tired of seeing day in and day out good people lose because of other people's misusing opportunities. Key information about SNAP benefits funding is halted. The U.S. Department of Agriculture, USDA, has announced there is insufficient funding to pay for November SNAP benefits because of the federal government shutdown, notes Georgia GA. We have here EBT cards will not work. Wow, will not work. So do that mean even if they have funds on the card come next week, those funds will be redacted? No, that's messed up, and I really hope that's not the case. EBT cards will not work starting November 1st, 2025. EBT cards will not be usable, according to Georgia government. Wow, that's intense. I was wondering why they were urging people to, use your money now. I'm like, why are you urging them to use their money now? What if they want to space what they have left on their cards? What if they want to space it through the month? Why are you telling them to buy everything up now? That's not cool. Why are you dictating to them how they should use their funds? Plan ahead now. Recipients are advertised to shop for groceries and other necessities immediately to utilize any existing funds on their card, says Georgia.gov. Now I'm reading from Georgia.gov. I don't know if this specific rule of using your cards ASAP, drain all the money from your EBT card right away, applies to all the states affected. I'm specifically reporting on what's happening in Georgia, but collectively that's happening across the country. continued impact. The interruption of benefits is expected to affect millions of people across the country. See? According to Georgia.gov. No need to reapply. If you have already applied for SNAP, there's no need to submit another application. How to stay informed and find support. Wow, this is bad. So I have another question. In reference to this. Food assistance. If you need food assistance, contact local food banks. Georgia.gov suggests using their community resources page for foodfinders.us. Check state websites. Stay updated by visiting your state's Department of Human Services. Do you really think the state's Department of Human Services are going to really be able to help redirect you in the way you should go? I think primarily the most people who do participate in the food stamps program do know where to go to get food, like in the food lines or whatever, the food banks and at the churches. But it's the fact that they didn't want to do that, but now they're going to have to. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for coming in from Australia. Welcome in. Welcome aboard to the show. This is another video, and I'm talking about the things that are going on here with the EBT card. It's so sad. After reading this, it sparked up another question that's raising some alarms for me. The emphasizing of them telling people to use your card before the 1st. So my question wrapped up in this is, let me type it in. So what if, how can I say that EBT recipients don't use all their funds on their card by November 1st? What will happen to their money? Wow, this is sad. I hope this is, I'm not going to get the answer I think I'm going to get. What will happen to their funds? Y'all, this is the next question. So what if an EBT recipient doesn't use all of their money by November 1st? What will happen to their funds? Shouldn't people work for their money? But once again, not everybody's able to. Keeping in mind, saving some room like it was supposed to be originally set up for like moms who take care of kids, rightfully so they cannot go to work yet. The disabled. I'm not sure if the disabled people are affected by this or not. I hope the disabled people aren't affected by the relinquishing of stamps. You know, the not the people who are intentionally not mishandling the situation. Yeah, that's what it's in place for. So I'm curious. I asked, what if the EBT recipients don't use all their money by the 1st? What will happen to their funds? According to AI Overview, if EBT funds are not used by November 1st, they will roll over to the next month, as is typical for SNAP benefits. However, due to the potential for government shutdown, the November benefits deposit may be delayed or not issued. So recipients should plan to use any remaining October funds, as they may be the only funds available for a period of time. Which is why I'm wondering, why is it keep going back to encourage them to use the funds that they have left on their card? Because it seems to me they're saying two things at once. You better use your card if you got some EBT, if you got food on your card for the month of October. You better be sure to use it all, because come November 1st, whatever's left is going back to us. Because if it's saying in one breath that the funds will roll over into the next month, but then at the end it's still closing saying you should still use all of your funds, I'm scratching my head. What happens to unused funds on your card? They roll over. Unused SNAP benefits on your EBT card are generally rolled over to the next month. They accumulate. You can save your benefits to use later, and they do not typically expire at the end of the month. But it seems the way it's reading, y'all, it's reading like they're going to expire. So it's to stop people from having 5 kids with 5 different people. So what I was saying in the beginning, I don't want it to affect the ones who aren't misusing it. Exactly. I don't like that it's affecting the people who honestly need it. I wish there were systems in place for those who aren't mistreating it. Yeah, that's where my heart goes out to. But yeah, they do have to put a cap on the misuse of it, because it's, look at us, we're bleeding out money. So yeah, November 1st situation. Current guidelines. Maybe I'll find some more answers here. Current guidelines. The most recent guidance, the most recent guidance states that starting November 1st, EBT cards will no longer work, meaning the deposit may not happen as scheduled. What this means, you will still be able to use any remaining funds you have on your card from previous months. What to do? It is highly recommended to plan ahead and use your existing balance before November 1st, as there is no guarantee on when future benefits will be issued. So it keeps going back to the question I'm asking. It's giving us the old YouTube, exploring the YouTube Bible runaround. So if they're giving you the runaround, take the bad news that you're asking and just take that as your answer. So it says, what I'm going to do is try to reframe this question. It says here, it is highly recommended to plan ahead and use your existing balance before November 1st, as there is no guarantee on when future benefits will be issued. What I'm going to do is see if I can get more detail on that. We've got a deep dive mode in AI overview and see what happens. It says here, this is in the deeper dive. Due to a federal government shutdown, November Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program SNAP benefits will not be issued, but any funds remaining on the EBT card from previous months will roll over and remain available for use. However, it is important to note that access to those funds may be temporarily suspended in certain states. So we're getting somewhere. This is why, even though they're saying that funds roll over, I'm like, how come the undertone and closing statement in each of these paragraphs is use all your funds before it's too late? It is important to note that access to those funds may be temporarily suspended in certain states. So it's like they're going to deactivate the cards and or suspend the cards, right? Access to existing funds after November 1st. The Georgia Department of Human Services initially released a statement based on the U.S. Department of Agriculture, known as the USDA. Guidance suggests that EBT cards would not work starting November 1st. We're getting somewhere. The USDA has since clarified that benefits issued before November 1st, 2025 are still redeemable, which is why they're telling you in like this countdown form of a spiel, use what you have and empty out your accounts now before it's too late. Because the way they're reading, those of you who have funds on your card, if you don't exhaust them all come November 1st, there's not a guarantee you will have access to your rollover balance. It's like they're just going to freeze the cards or deactivate the cards. So let me type this in so I can ask this question after what I'm talking about. EBT. So I had that question up. Let me get back to where I'm at. Where did I leave off? The USDA has since clarified that benefits issued before November 1st, 2025 are still redeemable. So you have a few more days to use your cards. Some of you guys are waiting on your food stamps. So it's going to be really close for those of you who get yours on the 31st. That's crazy because some of you your day may fall on the last day of the month, which is what, October 31st, Halloween day. So that means it's going to hit like at midnight. So for those people, are they going to come like an hour before midnight, 2 hours before midnight? Or those who receive stamps on the 31st, do it mean that it's over, it's already a wrap for them? So have they started to feel the repercussions a month in advance before everyone else? Whew, it's a lot, y'all. We have a sticker right here. I'm getting ready to implement it into my feed so I can see what you guys say. So let me put in here, let me see. How long do you think? I'm typing in a questionnaire on here. How long? Come on, cell phone, work with me. How long do you think the food stamps, or should I say EBT situation will continue? Dot, 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 and question mark. I'm going to put that face, and I'm going to look for the credit card emoji and put, oh, there it is. I found it, y'all. Hold on. Credit card emoji. Let me go back and punch that in. So how long do you think the EBT situation will continue? And I'm going to pick my color, and I'm going to push done. There it is. Start Q&A. So I'm starting the Q&A. Oh man, that's messed up. The computer, my cell phone gave me this opportunity to ask you guys a Q&A. So while you were coming in, good morning to you, I was actually typing in my question so it could pop up in the thought bubble. But when I pushed like submit, it says something went wrong. Of course something went wrong. So I'll wait for it to pop up again. Hello, thank you for coming in. Thank you, thank you. What's this? I have a chat box right here. Community moderation. Do better, YouTube. Do better. So I tried it, so I had to wait for the prompt to come back up again, and I'll try asking the question. Good morning to you guys. Thank you for coming in. It is going to be replaced by another card or system. That's what they're saying. I heard it's going to be. That's what I'm hearing. It's going to be another system. It would make sense. If you're updating any system that's been running for a million billion years, the best way to reset the system is to completely shut it down. But I think that if that was the case, they should have gave the recipients a little more of a warning so they can get their ducks in a row, right? I mean, for those who have gotten really comfortable with just waking up saying EBT will be on my card tomorrow, I don't have to think about anything else. Even for those people, I think they should have gave them at least a couple months in advance to say, look, guys, we're serious. This is happening. So I implore you to go out and get jobs. But they'll probably be like, if we get jobs right now and we still have 2 months to get EBT, you're going to cut my EBT in half. Is that our fault if they choose to think that way? No. But what would have been better is if they gave them still a fair warning of at least a month or two to say, on this date, it is official in black and white. You will not be getting anything. This is it. We advise you to go seek employment to have supplemental income. I think that would have really helped in the grand scheme of things. But I'm going to continue reading to educate myself further about this so I can still be in the loop of what's going on. I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. I hope you're doing good. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. The time here is a grand 9:45 a.m. ET time. Yeah, I've been hearing stuff about that too. Yeah, there's so many things going on as this world turns and shifts into another direction. It has here, the USDA has since clarified that benefits issued before November 1st, 2025 are still redeemable, so you have a few more days before the 31st. Some confusion and uncertainty remains at the local level. Some sources have advised recipients to use existing funds as soon as possible as a precaution. So in here, it's urging you to use the funds that you already had before November 1st, because there's no guarantee that when you wake up the next day, those funds may not roll over this time. Which will be leading me into a question that I have after I finish reading all the stuff that is provided in this particular topic. Thank you guys so much for coming in and pressing the like button. Having a pretty darn good turnout on this second live stream today. Is it recommended that you check your snaps? Is it recommended that you check with your state's specific Department of Human Services? No, that's not a question. It's a statement. It is recommended that you check with your state's specific Department of Human Service or SNAP office for the latest updates on cards accessing the shutdown. Rollover and expiration of funds. This is what I want to know. In normal circumstances, unused SNAP benefits roll over and remain available on an EBT card for a longer period of time. Monthly rollover. Any monthly SNAP benefits that are not used carry over to the next month. Fund expiration. After a period of inactivity, typically 9 months, any benefits remaining on the card may be permanently removed. The first in, first out method is used, meaning the oldest benefits are spent first. Case closure. If your SNAP eligibility eligibility is eligibility ends, you can still spend any remaining funds on your EBT card until they run out or expire due to inactivity. But we are not at that moment in time right now. We are at a moment in time where they are, until further notice, 86 in this whole EBT thing, and they are urging the ones who have funds to use them now and or before November 1st, because there's no guarantee that they will have access to them. Let me go to my next question, because this will help me. It says, are the EBT cards going to be frozen or deactivated? So here's some more information I want to know on here. Thank you so much for coming in. Don't expect the government to pay for everyone's poor life choices. It's not their responsibility. Especially for long periods of time. Now I see, you're down and out. You broke your leg, blah, blah, blah. Credit insurance, blah, blah, blah. There's systems in place, but it should only be used for a temporary time. What is it, a leg up type of situation? But not a crutch for the rest of your life. No, it's not supposed to be for that. So it says here, yes, due to the federal government shutdown, EBT cards will stop working for new benefits beginning November 1st, 2025, and will be unable to be used for new transactions. Existing funds already on the card can still be used before November 1st. It's actually paid for by the people, not the government, by taxes. It's a lot, y'all. It's a lot, isn't it? There was a TikTok video where a girl, unfortunately, was bragging that she had, let's just say, an armful of children. She paid, $50 a month for Section 8, like a 3-bedroom home, all those kids. And she was bragging, now that you mention it, that, the taxpayers pay for it. But it still seems like it's the same thing, because without the government, there will be no taxes per se. So the government set the rules that we pay taxes. So I think it's like one and the same. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, it's like it's one and the same. Those systems are in place. and blah, blah, blah. But blah, blah, blah. But yeah, what happened was the girl was on TikTok bragging that she had a handful of kids living in a 3-bedroom house, all this stuff that she's got, and she's gonna sit back on her butt and wait for taxpayers to pay for her. You know that she got reported, and and then they canceled her account with EBT. She stopped receiving benefits. Now, I didn't watch the follow-up video, but yeah, I'm not sure if she was making extra money on the side, but she got too comfortable on TikTok, pretty much bragging that she don't have to work. She's got a nice place to stay. You know, everything in her house is pretty much good. She got reported and she got dismissed. That's crazy. So it says, yes, due to the federal government shutdown, EBT cards will start working for new benefits beginning November 1st and will be unable to be used for new transactions. Existing funds already on the card can still be used before November 1st, 2025. You are encouraged to plan ahead by shopping for necessary items before that date. Existing funds. You can continue to use the funds already on your EBT card for SNAP authorized realtors. New benefits. New benefits will not be loaded onto the cards if the shutdown continues. How many weeks are we into the government shutdown? Have we entered our 4th week? So practically, we're going on to a month with this government shutdown. New benefits will not be loaded onto the cards if the shutdown continues. Action. Plan ahead and shop for needed items with the funds currently on your card before November 1st, 2025. Balance check. You can check your EBT card balance via the Connect EBT website or app. There's a deeper dive in this. I'm not sure what more information I could get out of this because I did get my question answered. And that is, if you have any remaining money on your EBT card or are expected to get some loaded on, let's say by the 30th of October, they encourage you to use it all because come November 1st, there's no guarantee you'll be able to have access to it. Because at the top of this, it said that those cards will be frozen. Or, yeah, that's the word it used. Let me look up here again. I asked, are the EBT cards going to be frozen or deactivated come November 1st? Yes. It says yes. EBT cards will stop working for new benefits beginning on the 1st. So moving forward in the deeper dive, let's see what else it could say. Once again, thank you guys so much for coming in and chiming in and out everywhere. You know what? Chiming in and out here and there. Due to the ongoing federal government shutdown, supplemental nutrition assistance programs will not be issued starting November 1st, and some states have warned that EBT cards may not work after the date. So they are giving fair warning, but it's like, wow. I tell you, man, it's just like they just hit them with the news all of a sudden. I can't say that. The U.S. Department of Agriculture, USDA, has told state agencies to hold November payments because it lacks the federal funding needed to disperse benefits. Now, I don't understand that. Do you think that's a reflection of not enough Americans going back to work? Because taxpayers, myself included, if they don't have enough taxpayers to help people pay the people who are receiving EBT, do that also mean that there's not enough Americans working? Or is it because what they're not saying is it's just the reality of a transition of we've got a lot of AI taking our place. So in order to work with the balance of inviting a new entity into our world, herein lies the problem. Robots don't pay taxes. I don't know if they thought this all the way through. Robots don't pay taxes. People do. So I think that's where we're having an issue at with why things are freezing. They're going to have to figure out something. Impact of the government shutdown. No new benefits for November. The USDA does not have the funds to issue November benefits. Approximately 42 million Americans are enrolled in the SNAP program. That's a lot of people. Sometimes they spend too much on things that are wasteful and not. Yep, exactly. Existing funds. Once upon a time, they were trying to regulate what they could and couldn't get, like, junk food, chips, pop, candy, all those unhealthy things. At one point, they were trying to regulate what they could and couldn't get. But I think that happened. I think that happened too late. I think maybe if they actually enforced the SNAP recipients from not being able to get so much junk food, maybe at least 8 years ago, that maybe things would have been more tightened up. But I believe they got on the bandwagon with that a little too late in the game. While October benefits have already been issued, some states have warned that EBT systems may be unable to process transactions after November 1st for existing funds. State-specific warning. State-specific warning. Certain states, including Georgia, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey, have explicitly warned residents that their EBT cards may stop working entirely after October 31st if the shutdown continues. Potential EBT card and the see, this is what I want to know too. The card and the scams, because there's something going on under the same umbrella of this, where EBT recipients who have funds on their cards have gone to the grocery store and have all this stuff at the checkouts to find out that their account has been illegally drained. They've been stolen from. This is actually happening too. And what they're saying is, if I'm gathering the information right, there is nothing that they can do. And that's terrible. That's exactly what everyone is saying. They are saying that. Now, you want to talk about, in the words of Funky Dineva, messing up the church's money. They're messing up the church's money. Not all the saints in the congregation going to have to pay. And they are paying what? Dearly and severely. Potential EB card deactivation scams. See, in addition to the government shutdown, beware of fraudulent text messages claiming your EBT card is deactivated. In addition, it says how the scam works. You receive a text message telling you your card is deactivated and instructing you to call a number to reactivate it. This is a scam. This is a scam designed to steal your EBT card number and PIN. Yikes. How to protect yourself. Do not respond. Delete any text messages claiming to be from your EBT or Social Services Department regarding card deactivation. Contact official channels. If you have concerns about your benefits, contact your local social service office directly or by the customer service number on the back of your card. And it has a summary. Now, this is a nice summary in a few steps. So basically, what do you do now that you found out this information about the EBT not going to work? come November 1st. Let's see here. It says, check your balance, use existing benefits, find alternative assistance, stay informed. Follow official state social services and USDA channels for the latest information on the government shutdown and when federal funding for SNAP benefits will resume. And it says, find alternative assistance. Community resources like food banks may be able to help. The Georgia's DHS, for example, has provided a link to community resources for families in need. Those sources, you know how many people are going to go there and how fast the resources are going to go out? Hey, thank you for coming in from Costa Rica. Welcome in. Thank you. Yes, exactly. Scammers are so low life, targeting vulnerable people. I did see on YouTube there was a couple women who unfortunately experienced that, and I was hoping that the story wasn't real, so I looked it up myself, and sure enough that is happening. And it also made it to our local news. They were warning people, unfortunately, that there have been some people who have been targeted by having all of their funds taken out. So let's just say if someone was waiting to get their benefits today, their full amount of benefits, they call in and it says zero balance. Which leads me to wanting to read this. Let me find it. I asked, are people getting their EBT funds stolen? And unfortunately, according to AI Overview and the local news, that's a sad yes. I need to pause to take a sip of water for that. That's awful. So even if they did want to prepare, they have nothing to start with. Yes, people are having their EBT funds stolen due to scams like card skimming and phishing, with organized crime rings often behind the theft. The issue is widespread and has led to millions of dollars in stolen benefits across the country. This is so sad. Common ways EBT funds are stolen: card skimming, phishing scams, benefits stolen before delivery. And that's what's been happening. That's what's been happening recently that made the news. Benefits stolen before delivery has been happening. Some recipients report their funds being drained before they even receive or activate their card. That's what made the news. Now, how is that even possible? I agree. Better cybersecurity. It's an ongoing battle. It's ever evolving. It's got a life of its own. Hey, how you doing? Thank you for coming in. Welcome into the show. Moo. Thank you for that. You can catch the replay of Morning Move if you're interested. We had a good time on there today. Thank you. Now on this. It looks like it's a panda, like a red panda. It's interchangeable between, I think it's a panda. I don't think it's a raccoon. It's got to be one of those red pandas. Isn't it cute? Thank you for coming in. We have federal reimbursement window has closed. So that's why the lady was saying when she was calling to see if she could get some help for that, she said she was up Poop Creek because they weren't going to be able to help her. Now I'm wondering if they're not going to be able to help her since it's so close to the window of the card being deactivated. The time and the process it will take for them to actually get some wheels on this and get it going, it'll be well past the time that the cards are going to be frozen or deactivated, which is bad. So it's got federal reimbursement window has closed. Let's see what this is. In December year 2022, Congress passed legislation to replace benefits stolen between October 2022 and December 20th, 2024. However, That federal program was not extended. This means that for most victims, benefits stolen after December 20th, 2024 are not eligible for federal reimbursement. So I'm going to believe that this is the answer. It's not really because the stamps are going to be closed on Wednesday. Closed on Wednesday. Closed on the 1st. It's because the federal reimbursement window for helping people who get their food stamps stolen is just done. That's crazy. It's a panda. It's a panda! Ellie, get it together. Don't start with me. You're doing perfectly fine. It was nice and quiet. I was in the library enjoying myself. I'm in library mode, studying and sharing with the fine folks on YouTube and the replay game. Please go back into the kitchen. Hello, everyone. Just pass it through. You sit down. So, yes. So, unfortunately, the federal program was not extended. Dang. This means that for most victims, benefits stolen after December 20th, y'all, 2024, are not eligible for federal reimbursements. That is so sad. Man, I was on food assistance throughout my life, but thankfully I did not run into a situation where my food stamps were stolen from me. Wow. Because even if they were, I would have to go through the process of proving it, and they would have to go through all this stuff to get it back. That's terrible. So I'm thankful for the times when I was receiving government assistance, that I didn't have to go through that. The closest thing I ever experienced was years ago, where I didn't get my food stamps in general. It's not because they were stolen. Something happened. There was a mix-up with my case. Months kept going on, so I just making it do with what I had. But the lady at the desk actually found a flaw. So there was some type of clerical error, blah, blah, blah. But she fixed it, but nothing was stolen. So she gave me my back ones that were due to me. But good mercy, that's about the closest thing I can relate to in reference to that when I was getting that. Some states like California and Maryland may have their own separate reimbursement programs. Shouts out to California and Maryland. And then it's got a list here of how to protect your funds. Since the window for reimbursement has closed, safeguarding your account is crucial. The USDA recommends these steps. Change your PIN regularly. Look for skimmers. Now, how are you supposed to look for card skimmers? It says, inspect card readers at stores and ATMs. Wiggle the card slot to see if anything is loose. And be wary of readers that look unusual or bulky. Hi, what's going on? Thank you for coming in, Eric. How are you doing? Cover the keypad. Cover the keypad. Always shield the pen pad with your other hand while entering your number to block hidden cameras. They're everywhere, y'all. Beware of phishing. Government agencies will never call, text, or email you for your PIN or card number. Ignore or delete these messages. Regularly check your balance. Monitor your EBT account for any unusual or unauthorized charges. You can do this through your state's online portal or a trusted app like EBT Edge. Lock your card. Now, I didn't know you could lock your bridge card. That's new to me. Thank you for coming in. Thank you so much. So it says lock your card. Some states and mobile apps like EBT Edge allow you to freeze your card when it's not in use and unfreeze it just before a purchase. Now that's new to me because I thought you can only do that with a credit debit card. So well, I know it's a little too late in the game to ask this question, but have you been locking your bridge card? It seems like they have that feature available. That's a crying shame. Put it all together. It's a crying and it's a shame. Put both words together. It's a crying shame. Excuse me, what to do if your funds are stolen? Well, we've already covered that. There's nothing you can do according to what AI Overview was saying, because that program for getting your funds back is done. But I'm not going to tell someone never stop trying. So if you are a victim of that and had your funds stolen, I still will report it and find some ways to get around that if possible. But first and foremost, still file a report, because you never know what might happen. They might have some breaking dawn twilight moment of awakening and be like, you know what? These people got their funds stolen from them. Yeah. So I think we should give them back. Yeah. So maybe we'll open up that window this time next year. So if anything, y'all, if that happens to you guys, despite of what the internet is saying, that season or moment of having your stolen funds, having your funds stolen for you, that window of helping is closed permanently, I still will file the complaint, because you never know, things may turn around. You know, sometimes when stuff like this happens, you find the government backtracking and picking up where they left off, and like, look, we cut the head off of the the dragon, and now we are sorry for those the casualties. We're going to open up this door again for those of you who have been blah blah blah. So yeah, dot your T's and cross your I's. We've read about the bridge card. There was one more question. That's the question. Now, I want to know what the future holds for the people who are receiving benefits on the 31st. How is that going to work? How is that going to go? That's cutting it close. How is it going to work for the EBT who receive Okay, let me ask. Will they get their THEIR funds? We're about to find out the answer. Hey, what's going on? Someone somewhere. All right. So, how is it going to work for the recipients set to receive EBT funds October 31st? Because that's really close. Will they still be able to get their funds or not? So according to AI Overview, it says, yes, EBT recipients scheduled for October 31st, October 31st, will receive their October benefits as planned, but November benefits are expected to be delayed or paused due to the federal government shutdown. Future benefits will not be issued until federal funding is approved. Recipients should plan ahead and use any existing funds on their cards. Now, hold on, I had to maximize that. Really? Now, as those funds are usable as long as they are on the card. October benefits. These will be distributed as scheduled. Delivered as scheduled. November benefits. A pause is expected for November benefits because of the government shutdown, and they will likely be delayed until funding is restored. Existing funds, any benefits already on your EBT card from previous months can still be used to authorize realtors. So that's what I got. So now that I asked the question out loud, in addition to typing it and rereading it again, I understand. So October 31st. So basically, they'll have about 23 hours to get all their shopping. Now, my question is this. Realistically, all of those girls out there who have like thousands of children, that let's say they have oh my gosh, they have thousands of kids, right? So when they get their EBT, some women are getting thousands of dollars in EBT food stamps. So you mean to tell me they had to spend $3,000 worth of money on food in 23 hours? Because after that, it's a wrap. Where are they going to put it all? I'm just curious. And I'm getting this because on TikTok and YouTube, there's these moms who, they do brag about being house moms, but the way they're bragging about being house moms is kind of mean because they're talking down on other people, which is crazy. But for the bridge card recipients who have like millions of kids and get thousands of dollars in food stamps, what are they going to do with all that food? My next question is this. Have you been seeing stories on your social media platforms where some of the recipients who have gotten the news are planning to get food if their stamps aren't restored by next month by any means necessary? That is a lot of hot sauce for an omelet. you know? So my question is this. There's already, according to the videos I've seen on TikTok and YouTube, there's already been a Walmart where their store had to close because people are panicking and just busting into Walmart and taking stuff already. The employee reported that they just sent the workers home for the day. After all the people came in and started looting from the Walmart, they were asked to clean up the parking lot. And the Walmart employee said it was potato chips, bags everywhere, just paper and all this type of stuff all in the parking lot. And people just, grabbing stuff and dumping it in their cars and leaving, So they have a parking lot full of damaged products in their parking lot, bags and paper and litter. And after that, they were sent home. So I guess the managers had to reassess what they were going to do and come up with some type of plan to better reinforce their security. So future Walmarts, are you guys bracing for impact? What are you guys' plans just in case the bridge card apocalypse takes place here in November 1st and climbing November 1st all the way until they get the stamps restored? There will be a there probably will be a bridge card apocalypse. So grocery stores, are you ready for it? I want to know what systems they have in place to protect the employees. Employees, don't be a hero. I repeat, don't be a hero. Stay out of the way because you have a job, you have family, you have friends to get home to. And you are employed. You don't want to lose your job. Get out of their way. Protect yourself. Leave being a hero to the security people. Get out of their way. So let me see if Walmart's got some systems in place to protect, the employees come the EBT apocalypse. Let me see. Do Walmart have to prepare for the alleged EBT recipients who said that they were gonna hang on if they're all right. Thanks, AI. This is a long-winded question, but I believe you'll come through. They're looting the shark products. Police, everything. They're taking everything. Everything must go. This is not a test. This is an everything must go situation. There's not going to be any Black Friday. The way the social media people are going up in arms on TikTok talking about what they're going to do if they don't get their money. Black Friday will be November 1st all the way until the stamps get restored. That's the word on the curb if you're watching on TikTok. And it's a sad shame. So based on public information, Walmart does not disclose specific security plans, including responses to social media threats. However, the company employs a range of sophisticated and high-tech anti-theft systems that are broadly designed to prevent retail from all theft. So what are they going to do? Start locking up the meat? Putting cages around the food? I mean, it's an idea, but I don't think they were ready for this either, because Walmart's already locking up the health and beauty stuff. I actually like that the health and beauty products are locked up behind the cage because the shelves look neater. I can actually stand there and see what I'm looking for because everything's lined up accordingly. If I'm shopping online in the window shopping online looking for products, then when I go to the store, Walmart, to look for this stuff, I'm not digging around through all the stuff because it's messy. So I personally like that the health and beauty stuff is locked up now. The personal care stuff is locked up because it allows for me to see everything. But I honestly and seriously don't think that Walmart was ready for this whole freezing of the bridge cards, because as slowly as they've been caging up products in their store, I think they would have started putting a system in place where more food would have been locked up. That hasn't been happening, at least not in my area. Whew. So once again, based on public information, Walmart does not disclose specific security plans, including responses to social media threats. However, the company employs a wide range of sophisticated and high-tech and anti-theft systems that are broadly designed to prevent retail theft from all sources. General theft provisions measures. AI-powered surveillance. Walmart uses the advanced AI-powered cameras and behavior recognition software to detect suspicious activity in real time. These systems can identify patterns of behavior. Yeah, but what about a big unruly mob? Can it detect that? Come on, people. Talk about internal error inquired. So all this stuff that they have is going to not stand up against the 75,000 people rushing in there. If people can organize a really synchronized, choreographed flash mob and do dancing in time in the mall all together, looking great and unified, y'all just stay out their way come November 1st. Let's say November 1st rolls around. People are going to start calling their bridge cards at 12:01 a.m. on the dot. You'll have exactly an hour or less to just leave the store if you're an employee, get in your car. I encourage you to find a safe place to have your car. Don't park too far out on these days. Park close to the building so you can have access to your vehicle. Keep your driver's license, ladies, in your jeans pocket and keep your keys with you. Do not leave your purse in the break room, because if you had to dip out of there just in case that stuff happened, the last thing you need to be doing is going to the break room to get your purse. Park somewhere close to the exit so you can get out of there Don't be a hero. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children, pets, plants, and animals, that is my time for today. I have personally asked all the questions that I was curious about in reference to this EBT thing. We touched on all the things that I have gathered facts about over the week that the news broke, from all of the girls who have 35,000 kids, who's bragging and boasting and all this jazz. What are they going to do because they only have a limited amount of time, of money, and where in the world are they going to place all the food? That's not my problem. That's their problem. Hopefully they can band together in these times and make their own personal food pantries in the community to make it stretch. I pray that these women who are gifted these super substantial amounts of bridge card benefits, that they use their minds and collectively have something in place so they can be an eternal food pantry for themselves. Don't panic in a way where you mess this up, because if you are, I'm quite sure you know more people who are in the same situation as you. You guys work together, and I believe that you'll be able to make it through. I can say that, right? Yeah, thank you for coming in, Maddie. It is. So it's like you don't want to be so casual about this situation. Even myself, the news, let me tell you something. The news was even informing us when we go grocery shopping now, how we should move when we're going to the grocery store, because there's going to be a lot of people out there watching you. So if you're paying with cash or credit card because you don't receive EBT and you're making groceries for the week, and times are even hard, they're so hard, okay? So, but if you're going to make your grocery round, you have to watch your cart, because they might be trying to take your cart from you from the parking lot. So if you're going on grocery day, wives and husbands, grandmas, aunts and uncles, kids, don't go by yourself. And if anything, you might have to shrink down your list. Usually you might buy for the week, buy for 2 weeks, only buy for 2 or 3 days. They were saying break down your shopping list to avoid drawing attention to yourself. Break up the times you go to the grocery store. It's a sad shame. So they were even, encouraging us people, how non-EBT recipients, how to shop to protect ourselves from potential opposition, because they said it's already starting to happen. And it's already starting to happen because according to TikTok, and I'm quite sure it's happening because the folks on TikTok said it, but to back it up, there's a delivery service like Instacart and stuff. They were complaining, they were talking about how some of their groceries, a lady was placing an Instacart, or let's just say a delivery service, okay? A vehicle delivery service was supposed to deliver her groceries to her house. She never got anything. So it's starting to be some reports coming that even with these food delivery services, they're not getting their groceries, or too much stuff is being missing out of it. So we're going to have to figure out, be inventive on how we grocery shop, because we're not the only ones who are going to be, I had to adjust my leg. We're not the only ones who are going to be witnessing some of the backlash that may occur come November 1st and counting. So yes, guys, be thoughtful, be mindful when you go to the grocery stores come November 1st. And heck, even now, guys, don't go by yourself, even if it's in the broad daylight. If you cannot help it, park close to the store. Don't do your usual grocery load. Break it down a little bit so you don't draw too much attention to yourself. And if you have to make a big grocery load, don't go directly home. Change the way you go home. They even talked about that too. Don't go straight home, because they may follow you. It's getting hard out here. Not everybody's going to be thinking clearly. As you can see, they're going to be panicking. And that's the sad part about it. My name is LA, pronounced like LA like the city. I'm not from there, but I'm Breezy. Thank you so much for coming in, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. That's my take on the EBT cards. Once again, I am deeply sorry for the ones who are falling victim to this, who don't take advantage of the system. I really am so sorry for you guys. But a way can be made out of this. The ones who receive thousands of dollars in food stamps, keep an ear out to the ground for those in need. Don't be such an Uncle Scrooge in hoarding the food. And see if there will be somebody who you can help take care of. I'll see y'all next video. Until next time. Bye-bye.